Hi, this is Coach Joe Lucas, and welcome to this episode of the Magellan Network Show. I am recording this the Sunday after the 4th of July, getting ready for my second half of 2019. And I think this episode is going to be a little different than the other ones that I push out for this following reason. I find that a lot of times when I look at advisors, when I look at just human beings in general, it's halftime. Half of 2019 is in the books, and some of us are wondering where the hell it went. But before we know it, the holiday decorations will be up, and we'll be thinking about 2020. But let's talk about you. See, you're in one of three conditions right now. You either have had a very, very good first half of the year, both personally and professionally. So your numbers look good. You're feeling good about life. You're feeling good about your business. And there's a tendency to sit there and say to yourself, well, I got this stuff figured out. I'm good. See, I can do this. And the morning you wake up and you say to yourself, I've got this thing figured out, is the first day where things start reverting back to the way they were. You can never let up. You can never stop. Condition number two. You've had an okay first half of the year. Some things are better than others, but you're in the game. So in other words, it's not been a total washout / failure, but you know there are things that you need to do. The question I have for you, are you willing to do them? Are you willing to do what's going to be necessary to fix the gaps in your game? Because they will not fix themselves. You need to go fix them. Are you willing to do that? The third condition you might be in is my first half of the year sucked. I don't know what happened. I did my New Year's resolutions. I did some goals. I was good in January, and then the next thing you know, February comes and we get busy, and then the breaks and all this other stuff. And next thing I know, it's June 30th, and man, I am so off. I just don't know what I'm going to do. Truth. You know exactly what you're going to do. You're going to go back to survival mode. Remember, there are three modalities or three conditions that we have, right? We have scarcity, abundance, and prosperity as advisors, right? And for all three of those scenarios, right? Prosperity, abundance, and scarcity, they all have their own traps, right? Scarcity. What's the trap? You talk to yourself about not having resources and you blame others. Abundance. I'm really good at this. I don't need any help, right? I got this thing figured out. And then prosperity, which is you can take your eye off the ball because you can get kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? You can kind of take on some new projects, maybe some nonprofit work, and next thing you know, you're not minding the garden like you need to. But in any one of these scenarios, here we are in July, you've got to make some decisions. Now, for all my clients, including myself, we just got done going through our mid-year benchmarking and review process. So twice a year, I have my clients go through an 18-step process. Why? Because we need to know what we're good at so we can continue to be good. We need to know what we need to fix, and let's go fix it, right? So this is the game, this is the conversation you need to have with yourself. What do you need to do in order to elevate? Because here's the simple truth in our business. Now, I've been coaching for 25 years. I know advisors better than they know themselves. You can't bullshit me because I've been bullshitted by the best. I don't do the lie game real well. Here's your bottom line. If you're going to sit there and tell yourself that I'm going to go and get something else to happen, well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go buy a marketing program. I'm going to go ahead and change firms. It's my assistant's fault, right? In other words, when you look around, you're not looking in the mirror and saying, I am the issue and I'm also the solution. That's the truth. And if you're not willing to tell yourself the truth, then why do you think things will change for yourself? See our business, our game, if you will, has got nothing to do with how smart you are. Everybody's smart. If you pass the Series 7, you're smart enough to be successful in this business. If you have a CFP, good for you. Got a CMA, great. You got an MBA, wonderful. None of those titles will guarantee you success. You've already proven that. The question I have for you is, do you know even the question to ask yourself in order to go ahead and make the change? Because see, here's the truth. This business, our game, as I always like to refer to it as, is all about you, your mindset, your rituals, your vision, and your energy. So rituals. How do you get up in the morning? What do you do every day? How do you define whether or not you had a successful day or not? What do you put in your body? What do you put in your mind? Rituals. Your approach. Vision. What's your goal? What's your goal for today, this week, this month, this quarter? All my clients inside of our game, we operate with a 90-day game plan. 2 pages, 90 days. We have a playbook, a play sheet that we execute each and every day inside of our game. What's your 1-year vision? What's your 5-year vision? The question I have when people come into my world and want to retain me as their personal coach, one of the questions I ask in my process is, paint me a picture of where you want to be both personally and professionally in 60 months, 5 years. And I will tell you 9 out of 10 times, it is a vague collection of concepts with no tangible, measurable, anything around it. So here's the problem. If you operate without a vision, you operate in survival mode. Period. You operate trying to make money. You're the hustler advisor, as I like to call it. You know what a hustler advisor is? Some of you may identify with this. It's somebody who's probably 90 days from being out of the business. They always feel like they've got to get the next score. It's the next client. It's the next ticket. It's the next prospect. Like all of a sudden I'm going to get this thing happen. It's going to cure me. It's going to fill my bank account back up. And I'm going to be able to breathe again. I can relax. Which quite frankly is the exact opposite of what you need to do. You need to double down your efforts when you've got good things going on. But again, we don't do that. So let me ask you, what's your vision? Right? What are your rituals? So let's talk about energy. Now, energy is not just physical energy. We like to talk about it in terms of, I don't work with my body, Joe. I sit at a desk all day. I talk to people. I say yes, but you have to understand sitting is the new cancer, right? Sitting is like smoking today. If you're on your ass, you're dying. So what is energy we talk about? Physical energy, mental energy, and emotional energy. The trifecta, these 3. You need all 3 at a very high level to be effective. Why is that important? Because we are in the people business. How do you influence somebody? Because that's our game. To get somebody to do something that's in their best interest is not about selling them. It's not about making a logical case, which many of you do, by the way, and then you're frustrated why somebody doesn't say yes to you. The simple truth is that in order to communicate and influence and lead a human being, you're going to have physical energy, mental energy, and emotional energy at massive levels, period. I've watched clients double their income by losing 50 pounds. We didn't go get another degree. We didn't go get another designation. We got a personal trainer, nutritionist, and we sweated our ass off, and we made a better version of ourselves. Your business today is a reflection of who you are as a person, period. And if you look in the mirror and you don't like what you see, I can guarantee you it's reflective in your bank account or lack thereof. So as you get into the second half of 2019, you've got to ask yourself this question: what am I going to do different? Because if your concept is, I'll just try harder, you're lying to yourself. Last thing, mindset. So this is the big head game that we play. This is about emotional capital, not intellectual capital. See, our industry values intellectual capital, Firms want you to go get more training. They have designations. There are trainers out there. You can go get smarter at IRAs. You can get smarter at wealth management. You get smarter with financial planning. All those things are, I'm not saying unimportant. But if you're sitting there telling yourself, well, I'm just going to, I'll fix myself by getting smarter. And maybe that's been the game you've played for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. And it hasn't worked out for you real well. Maybe there's a reason for that. Just maybe that's not the game. Maybe you're playing by a set of rules that are obsolete, not relevant. See, to me, mindset, we call this our Magellan Core 4. Vision, rituals, mindset, energy, 4. We build our entire game around these 4 principles. Vision, mindset, energy, and rituals. These core 4 elements drive the success inside of the game. And I want you to just take each one of those for a second and ask yourself, if I had to grade myself from a 1 to 10, again, I'm not giving you all the explanation here, we're not going to do a 2-hour thing here. Mindset. Abundant, positive, can get shit to happen, feel good about things, moving forward. You are, in other words, excited every morning about getting up and contributing to the value of others, right? Your clients, your prospects. Energy. How do you feel 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon? Do you get waking up? Are you refreshed? You're ready to go? Are you engaging with people at the highest level? Are you taking a call and your mind's somewhere else? Or you're sitting in a review with a client and you're there at like 80%. The difference between being present at 80% versus 100% is not 20%. It's 2, 3, 4, 500% when it comes to influencing that person. So you just playing office. Vision. What's your vision for the next 30 days? The next 6 months? The next 5 years? Do you have something that's bigger than yourself? Do you have something that's greater than yourself? Rituals. Tell me about your morning ritual. We call it the Magellan Morning 8. So how do you prime and prep for the day? We have our Magellan Daily 5, the 5 things you have to do every day to be successful in this business. How would you rank your rituals? Or do you sabotage? Rituals mean everything. Food, what you put in your body, what you consume mentally, emotionally, too much news, all that bullshit, right? Where are you in this game? Because these 4 things on Magellan Core 4 mean everything. Everything. See, here's the truth. And it's not your fault initially, but now that you know, you have a choice, right? See, the industry, I put a post on LinkedIn a couple weeks ago. And the title of the post was, All New Advisor Training Sucks. Now, why did I write that post? Because it's true. Because here's what happens. And so I don't care if you're in this business 5 years or 50 years, I want you to listen to me for a second. If you look at all training today, and even training when you first got into the business, and back some of you, and I remember these, training back then was how to get on the phone and handle rejection and get people to buy stuff. Period. And with the sidebar of let's not go to jail, right? New advisor training. Now firms are getting a little bit better, right? So now they're putting mentoring programs together. But if you think about it, what is it all about? It's all about the mechanics. Here's how you do X. Not why you do it, not the mindset behind it, right? And there's no protocol, there's no game. Just a to-do list. I want you to think about your career. What would have happened if, from day one, you knew exactly what the rules of success in this game were? How would your life be different? How would everything be different for you? Now, we can't go back in time. We can't go and right or wrong. But you can declare as we enter in the second half of 2019, that this next 6 months for you is going to be your best 6 months in your entire career, period. And when I say that, I do not care how long you've been at this game. You know, I was talking to one of my clients the other day, and the client's 60, 67. Been in this game for 30 plus years, probably 35 years. And he asked me a question. He goes, Joe, do you think I can do what you're asking everybody to do now inside of Magellan, the game? I thought about that. So I absolutely believe you can. Not my belief's not the question. The question is, what do you believe? Because here's what I believe. As professional, both you and I. You're an advisor, I'm a coach. We roll, there's probably 80 to 90% commonality of what we do. I've got to get people to do what's in their best interest. You've got to get people to do what's in their best interest. I've got to invest massive amounts of emotional, physical, and energy into what I do. You need to do the same thing. We are both the products. I am the product. People hire me because they understand how I roll. They get the vibe. They get me. People hire you because they like you and they believe that you can help them. The other stuff's secondary. You know, your firm, your planning process, how you run money. That's way down secondary. It's all about you. And so the question then becomes, what do you need to do to make you a better version of you? Because if you think that you're going to sit here and increase your business by 20% or 50%, or you want to double in 5 years, and you think that you could be the same human being you are today. In other words, I don't need to change. That is the biggest massive lie you can ever tell yourself. Just is. The man or the woman gets there first, the bank account follows. Period. The man or woman gets there first, the bank account follows. Now, what do I mean by that? It means that if you want to double your business, you got to ask yourself, okay, who do I need to become? What are my rituals? What's my mindset? What's my vision? And what's my energy need to be to double my business? That is the question, and that is where you need the answers. So you have a decision to make. And I know it's July, and the easiest thing to say is, well, I'll get to it after Labor Day. And that's the same crap you've been telling yourself for maybe decades. See, either you're going to step up and really get what we're doing and get the game, this game being an advisor, because it is a game, or you're going to dismiss all I've just said and say, well, he's a crazy dude. He's crazy. Maybe. But I know I'm speaking the truth. See, I don't lie to my clients. I don't lie to myself. How about you? Now, if this message resonated at all, we are looking for a few good men or women to come play inside our game. You can find out more, and there's a 15-minute video. 15. You don't have time to watch it? Because you'll have plenty of time. Because you waste 2 to 3 hours a day easy. 15-minute video. Come inside, play my game. MagellanNetwork.net. That's MagellanNetwork.net. Come see if our game suits you. Remember, the best day, the most powerful day that you'll ever have in this business is the very last day you'll ever be in this business. There is no such thing as the other side of the mountain. There's no such thing as my best years are behind me. Your best days lie in front of you. But you got to understand the new game and play. Have a great day. So there you have it. If you really enjoyed watching this episode, go ahead and subscribe to the Magellan Network Show with Coach Joe here on YouTube. And remember, I'm always here to help you become a better entrepreneur, business owner, and financial advisor. With that, I'll see you next time on the Magellan Network Show with me, Coach Joe. Take care and goodbye.